He thought he was alone, on a frozen highway in the middle of nowhere. But something was already walking toward his truck, and it didn't stop until it reached his door. Ryan had been a long-haul truck driver in the United States for over 8 years. He drove across empty highways, through mountains, forests, snowstorms, places where sometimes you don't see another human being for hours. He told me he had seen strange things before, but nothing like this. It was winter. A heavy snowstorm had covered everything. The road was almost invisible. Ryan had been driving all day and all night. He was tired, exhausted, and the further he went, the more isolated the road became. No cars, no lights, no signs of life. Just snow and darkness. Eventually, he made a decision. He pulled his truck to the side of the road near a dense forest. He turned off the engine, covered the windows of his cabin with thick sheets so no one could see inside, and no light could escape outside. Inside the truck, it was completely sealed, silent, safe, or at least that's what he thought. Ryan heated some water, made instant noodles, and sat there quietly eating. Outside, the snow kept falling, the kind of silence where even the smallest sound feels loud. After eating, he turned off the lights and laid down behind the driver's seat. He wasn't planning to sleep, just rest for an hour before moving again. That's when he heard it. Footsteps. Slow, heavy footsteps, crunching through snow. At first, he ignored it. Maybe it was his imagination. But then, he heard it again. Closer this time. Someone was walking toward his truck. Ryan's body went still. His breathing slowed down. His mind started racing. Who could be out here? There were no houses, no towns, no reason for anyone to be here. The footsteps got closer and closer until they stopped right next to his truck. Complete silence. No movement. No sound. Just presence. Standing there, waiting. Ryan didn't move. He didn't even breathe properly. He didn't want whatever was outside to know he was inside. Minutes passed, maybe 15, maybe 20. Still nothing. No footsteps going away. No sound at all. Just silence. That was worse, because if it had left, he would have heard it. Then suddenly, the door handle moved. Someone was trying to open his truck. Ryan's heart started pounding. The door was locked, but the handle kept moving, slowly, deliberately, as if whoever it was knew he was inside. After a few seconds, it stopped. Again, silence. Then, footsteps, moving. This time, toward the other side of the truck. And then, the second door handle started moving. Ryan could feel the vibration from inside. His entire body froze. He thought, this is it. The lock will break, and whatever is outside will come in. But again, after a few seconds, it stopped. Then something worse happened. He heard more footsteps. Not one, 3, coming from a distance. walking toward his truck. Ryan's fear doubled. Now there were more of them. He listened carefully. 3 different sets of footsteps, and then they stopped, right outside. They started whispering, very softly, in a language he couldn't understand, but he could tell there was a man, a woman, and a child. Ryan's mind was screaming. Should he open the door? What if they needed help? But something felt wrong, very wrong. No normal person would stand in freezing snow for that long without moving. He slowly got up and carefully peeked through a tiny gap in the curtain. Just for a second, just enough to see. But when he looked outside, there was no one there. No footprints near the truck. No shadows. Nothing. And the whispers stopped instantly. Ryan pulled back. His hands were shaking. His mind couldn't process what was happening. If no one was there, then who was making those sounds? After some time, he heard the footsteps again. This time, moving away, going toward the front of the truck. This was his chance. He had to leave, now, before something worse happened. He moved quietly to the driver's seat, didn't make a sound, removed the front curtain, started the engine, and turned on the headlights. For a moment, he saw them in the distance. 3 figures standing in the snow, watching him. He didn't look properly. He didn't want to. He just pressed the accelerator, trying to move the truck. But the truck was stuck. The wheels spun, but it didn't move. Then, the figures started walking toward him, slowly, very slowly, step by step. Now they were closer, within the headlights, and this time, Ryan saw them clearly. Their skin was decayed, rotting, like bodies that had been buried and brought back. Their faces were covered in frozen blood, eyes empty, dead, but staring directly at him. The child was smiling and slowly raising his hand, waving at Ryan. At that exact moment, the truck jerked forward and finally broke free from the snow. Ryan didn't wait. He drove fast as he could, but it wasn't over, not even close. A few minutes later, his truck suddenly lost control. Black ice. The wheels slipped, and the truck slid off the road, getting stuck again. Now he was alone, stranded, in the middle of nowhere, again. This time, he used his radio, contacted his base, told them everything, except the part about what he saw. They tracked his location and told him something strange. There was a small workshop about 5 kilometers east, but they couldn't contact them. No signal, no response. Ryan had no choice. He wore his jacket, took a flashlight, and stepped out into the snow. The cold hit him instantly, but he kept walking, following directions. Then he saw them. Footprints, 3 sets, leading in the same direction, toward the forest. He followed them, step by step, for almost 30 minutes, until he saw a house in the middle of the forest, old, silent, waiting. The footprints led inside. Ryan approached slowly, peeked through the window. No one inside. But there was fire, burning, as if someone was there just moments ago. He opened the door, went inside, checked every room. Nothing. No one. Then suddenly, his radio made a loud sound. "Ryan! Ryan! Respond!" At that exact moment, a dog started barking outside, aggressively. Something was coming. Ryan hid inside a small storage room, holding his breath, watching through a tiny crack. The same three figures, slowly entering the house. They were sniffing the air like animals, searching. The child walked toward the storage room. Closer, closer. Ryan knew. They could sense him. In panic, he grabbed something heavy, smashed a small window, and jumped out into the snow. The dog chased him, barking wildly. Ryan ran, didn't stop, didn't look back. After almost 20 minutes, he reached a small road, and finally, real people, a workshop, a family. They helped him, gave him warmth, food, and listened to his story. Then they told him something he would never forget. That house was abandoned. Since 1915, the family was murdered there. A man, a woman, and their child. And sometimes, on snowy nights, they still appear on that highway. Ryan never took that route again, and to this day, he still wonders why the child was waving goodbye.